Hey everyone, it's Yasmin here. This is my day for being live on the radio non-stop. I'll be going live for my radio show on Unity Online Radio in about 4 or 5 minutes. If you would like to call, I should have put the number up there, shouldn't I? I should have put the number up there. I wonder if it's too late to put the number up there. I wonder if I can add it, or maybe I can add it here. I can add it into the comments. Here, call in. So it's 816, 251 3555. So, hello Diana, beautiful Diana in LA, how are you? I will be on the air very, very soon. Let me just quickly see what I've promised everyone here. August. Hi everybody. It's never quite clear when I'm going on air. It's a bit different from the old Hay House days when I knew exactly what was going on. I feel like we're always flying by the seat of our pants here. Let me just see. I can't even see what I've promised because the internet's not working or my computer's not working. Let's have a look. Hello Pat, hello Zumba, hello Lynn, hello Anna, hello Brittany. Oh, here we go. It's a full moon week. Oh yes, we've got Mercury clashing with Pluto. So let's have a look here. Don't be surprised. I think we'll be live in about 2 minutes now. Sun out. Here we go. Who wants a card? Let's do a card while we're waiting. So I was actually using these Soul and Spirit cards. They came free with this magazine for those of you in, I think, England, Australia and the States. You can get this issue, you get these cards. And I did a full moon reading session, and I have to say they were surprisingly accurate, but I wonder if that's because we did a little blessing on them. Maybe every time, maybe that's just the secret. You just need to do the blessing and, All right, I'm going to do a card before we go live to air. Hang on, let me just see. I've got to have my instructions as well. Why isn't that working? Why isn't OneDrive working? Olivier, what have you done? Why is my OneDrive not working? Oh, computers, eh? Who needs them? No, we all need them. Oh, Betty Ann, you ordered the magazine last month. So when you get the August issue, you'll get these cards, all right?
1 minute.
1 minute. Here we go. 1 minute. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, beautiful. So we have got Empath Soul. Let light guide you. Bring balance and harmony and protection. So that's rather beautiful. That's a beautiful card. All right. So let's dedicate this show to the divine. And let's hope that the people who need help will get the help they need. Hey? What do you say to that? Okay, 816-251-3555 is the number to call if you're in the States. 816-251-3555.
816-251-3555. That's 816-251-3555.
Get in tune with the sun, moon, and stars. This is Astrology with Yasmin.
Hey everybody, it's Yasmin here and welcome to Astrology with Yasmin. My name is Yasmin Boland. I'm an astrologer. I'm a moonologer. I'm a best-selling Hay House author. I would show you one of my books, but I don't seem to have any handy at the moment. I'm coming to you live on unityonlineradio.org and also on my Facebook page, my Yasmin Boland Facebook page. I'm going to be talking about the astrology for the week ahead. I feel like I've been talking all day today. In fact, who here, those of you on Facebook who can reply to me, who here could not sleep last night? Oh my God. I could not sleep last night. My son, Louis, could not sleep last night. In fact, the only person who could sleep was my husband, Olivia, who was snoring away in bed while we were just lying there going, we're not even slightly sleepy, and it was 2 a.m. So we actually did something which I will always be glad we did. We said, oh, you know what, like, yeah, as Jam says on Facebook, crazy energy, yeah. So I said at about 2 a.m, I was actually quite hot, you know, which is a bit strange because it's actually been a bit rainy here the last day or two. It's going to be sunny again the day after tomorrow. We're all excited, but it's been quite, you know, it's fine. The moods of the lake, where I'm in Lake Geneva right now, and the moods of the lake are beautiful. So I said to Louis, you know, come on, we'll go outside and we'll put our feet in the lake because we are just right on the lake. And he said, okay, let's do that. So we went outside with no shoes on, and we literally stuck our feet in the lake, and that was really nice. And because it's Lake Geneva, I don't know if you've ever seen it. If you look it up on the internet, you'll see it's a very, very big lake, which I think 80% of it is in Switzerland and 20% is in France. And we're in the French bit. And so we put our feet in the lake. It was absolutely lovely. And then we turned around to come back. And it was extraordinary because we turned around and we saw the beautiful big full moon. And God, it was so amazing. Like, it's always amazing to see the full moon, but I think it's especially amazing where we are right now because it's quite remote. So in fact, if the internet goes in and out while I'm doing this show, that's why, because the internet's quite remote. We're quite remote. We're quite far away from anything. It's just a very rural part of France that sort of borders onto Lake Geneva. It's near Tonon-les-Bains. It's actually near Evian. You know Evian water, Evian. So when we turn on the tap, we actually get Evian water. Can you believe it? So there you go. So, yeah, so the full moon was big and beautiful last night, and I did a ceremony out there. We did a little ceremony, my son and I kind of forced him into doing a little ceremony with me, as you do when you're a moon-loving mama, and he enjoyed it. We just, you know, stared at the moon, we did some chanting and so on. But, you know, I want to talk about what's happening with the moon right now, and also to just say, you know, if you couldn't sleep, that's why. You know, if you couldn't sleep, it's the moon. And I was thinking, you know, what is it about the moon that makes that intense energy? And I have to say, I'm not feeling so anxious as I often do around the full moon. In fact, I think I was a bit more anxious last week than I am right now. But yeah, it's been, it was so vibrant and so beautiful and so healing, so healing. Someone on Facebook is saying, Vicky is saying, there's a huge big ring around the full moon in Australia. So if you are in Australia, rush out now and have a look at the moon and have a, yeah. And then the ring around the moon has a very special meaning. I'm not sure exactly what it means. Somebody maybe wants to look it up and put it in the comments on Facebook. But basically, I think it's very auspicious anyway. I know a ring around the moon is auspicious, and I know that because many years ago when I was in India, when I was first getting to know my teacher there, Sri Shakti Narayani Amma, finally, after weeks of being the ashram and wishing that I could have a chance to speak to Amma, I got the call, like, come over, Yasmin, and have dinner with Sri Shakti Narayani Amma. I was like, oh, amazing, okay. So I zoomed over there, and we had dinner. And then we went onto the roof garden in India, and I spent 3 hours with Amma, going, and for a lot of that we were walking backwards and forwards up and down on the roof terrace that Amma has there, which is where Amma does exercise, and there was a ring around the moon, and I had the most amazing time. So if there's a ring around the moon tonight, you know it's special. You know it's special. So I would love it if you wanted to call in. Who is going to call in and say hello to me? 816-251-3555, 816-251-3555. I'd love to speak to everybody. And what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the full moon. We're going to talk about how to use the full moon. And we're also going to talk about something that's sort of come up now for August and September and October and November and December. It's a big energy that's coming our way. I just want to talk about that. We'll talk about that. Plus, I'll take your calls, and plus I don't know what else I'll do. I'll probably, maybe we'll do a meditation if we can. That could be fun. We've already got a few people waiting on the line. Let me just quickly give you a rundown of the week ahead, and then I'll I'll take the first call, okay? So, the astrology for the week ahead is pretty intense. So today we actually have Mercury, the planet of communications, clashing with Saturn. Okay, Saturn being the very serious, heavy-duty planet that's all about rules and regulations and can make you feel quite down in the dumps and all that. So, you know, if you're not feeling too much of the joie de vivre, as they say here in France, that could be why. You know, it's quite a heavy energy. It's quite heavy going energy. But, you know, really try hard not to allow yourself to get too down the dumps because, you know, with Saturn, there's always lessons. There's always lessons. Do you know what? The full moon is actually happening right now. I just had a look at my chart, which I wish I could show you, but the full moon is actually happening, like it's pretty much right this second. Let me just see how many minutes. I think we're going to have to do a little meditation, aren't we? Let me just see when it's going to be exact. It's going to be exact in, let's see, it'll be exact, oh no, it'll be exact in just as the show ends. So why don't we start by doing a little chant, okay? And this is basically what I made my son do on the beach last night, on the Pebble Beach we have here on the lake. Why don't we do a little chant and a little surrender, okay? A little chant and a little surrender. I'm just seeing if I've got my, here is all my stuff. I knew I had all my stuff. I've got my Moonology book, so we can do, we'll do the forgiveness, formula for forgiveness as well. So yeah, I really feel that we need a chant. So let's kick off with a chant, and then we'll talk about the full moon a bit more, and we'll talk about the full moon in Aquarius, and then we'll talk about forgiveness. All right, so I'm just going to start with a 3-line chant. I already did it today on Facebook. I'm going to do it again here. It's a really important chant. It's one of the most popular chants in India. I learned it in India. It's the kind of the signature chant of the ashram that I've been going to for about 14 years, called Sri Narayani Peetam. And it's 3 words, and it's Om Namo Narayani. So Om is the sound the universe makes. Namo means I surrender. And Narayani is actually a triple goddess. If you're into goddesses, so basically goddesses are personifications of the moon. And Narayani is made up of a triple goddess. Lakshmi, who's the goddess of abundance and love. Saraswati, who's the goddess of divine feminine wisdom and knowledge, and Durga, who's the goddess who destroys ignorance, okay? So this chant actually says, I surrender to the Divine Mother, the goddess Narayani, who represents the Divine Mother with the triple goddess. So I'm going to do a 3-line chant, okay? Just because it's really important, whatever you've got going on in your life, whatever you're upset about, whatever you're not happy about, whatever you're trying to achieve that you haven't achieved yet, whatever you're manifesting that hasn't manifested yet, all that, okay, it's really important to hand it over to the divine, okay? And there is no better time to do that than the full moon. And the full moon in Aquarius is a particularly good time to do it because, guess what? The full moon in Aquarius is a little bit more detached because Aquarius is quite a cool, detached sign. So it cools the full moon down a bit, makes it just a little bit easier to work with in some ways. So here we go. I hope you're all in the mood for a chant because we're going to chant 3 times. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. But we're going to do it as a chant. So here we go. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. Om Namo Narayani. So there we go. Giving it up to the divine. Giving it up to the divine. Okay. So before I go to the phones, and I will go to the phones in a minute if you're holding on, I just want to talk a little bit about the full moon in the sign of Aquarius. And I'm going to look at my beautiful book, Moonology, for those of you who've got it. It's been in the top 10 of the Amazon.co.uk and .com charts, sometimes in the top 20 in the US, but nearly always in the top 5 in the UK, for more than 200 weeks. Do you think people are ready to find out about the moon? I think they are. I think they are. So here we go. The full moon in Aquarius. This full moon is especially good for Aries, Geminis, Leos, Librans, Sagittarians, and Aquarians. But it's more challenging for everyone else. There you go. The energy is ushering in change and progress. Now, the reason why it ushers in change... Can you hear my son? He's singing American Pie in the shower. Can you hear him? Can you hear him? I don't know if you can hear him. I can hear him. The reason why it's ushering in change is because Aquarius is the sign associated with the planet Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of change. So there's always a chance for change when with the full moon in the sign of Aquarius. And people are saying they can. He's going to be so embarrassed when he comes out of the shower and he realizes he was singing that loudly. What a loony. You must be feeling really kind of high because of our beautiful moon ceremony last night. So there are some questions to ask yourself. Shall I tell him to be quiet? Hang on a minute. Louis? Yeah, no, he can't hear me. Okay, singing in the shower is a great way to raise your vibration, says Betty Ann on Facebook. Thank you, that's good. He stopped singing now. I think he's remembered that we're on air here. Okay, so, I mean, it's good. Hey, we're laughing. It's better than being, miserable or anxious or, anything like that, isn't it? Let's face it. It's been an intense couple of days. And it's an intense time right now. So the more we can laugh, the better as far as I'm concerned. Okay, the top 5 questions to ask yourself at the time of the full moon in Aquarius. Here we go. All right, here's a good one. Have I been pragmatic to the point of losing the romance of life? In other words, like... oh, I've got to go to the supermarket and get all this stuff done, and then I've got to sweep the floor because it's a mess, and then I've got to do this, and then you forget, oh, actually, oh my God, look at the beautiful moon. It's about finding that balance between the beauty and the drama and the theatrics of life versus the pragmatic things we have to do? So that's a question to ask yourself. These are all in the worksheet that you can get on my site as well. I'm not quite sure where to send you to get them. They're all in the Moonlight Club, which is free. moonmessages.com/moonlight, but L-I-T-E, moonlight, L-I-T-E. Okay, next question. Have I been living too much in my head and not enough in my heart? So that's another one that's really important. Okay, at the time of the full moon in Aquarius, have I been too much in my head and not enough in my heart? You know? Really, really important to find that balance. Really important to find that balance. And if you have been too much in your head, get in your heart. You know, maybe there's someone who's been upsetting you and you've been thinking, oh, this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. And then you can go drop down into your heart and you start to think, you know what? They're just a person. They're just doing their best like me, you know. Number 3 of the top 5 questions to ask yourself when the moon is full in the sign of Aquarius. Have I been trying to do things my way just for the sake of it? Well, I haven't, but I've been watching these kids out on the lake and they've all been very insistent about doing things their way. No, we're going this way. No, we're going that way. No, I'm pushing everyone off. No, you're not pushing me off. Like literally egos, little egos coming up. I don't think that's not something I've been doing too badly this month. Oh, it's an interesting one. Have I been trying too hard to befriend people for the wrong reasons? Oh, gosh. That's a bit confronting, isn't it? I don't think I've done that. I hope not. Have I been trying to befriend people for the wrong reasons? I will leave you to ponder that. And the 5th of the top 5 questions to ask yourself when the moon is full in the sign of Aquarius is, have I allowed myself to move forwards this month? Let's hope so. Okay, so there we go. And we'll talk about forgiveness and we'll do the forgiveness formula in a minute. But we'll go to the lines in a minute. But I just want to do another, no chanting, just 3 deep breaths, okay? So here we go. Breathing in. Hold. And out. Breathing in. Hold. And out. Breathing in. Hold. And out. There we go. So those of you who can see me on Facebook, you can see the sort of the chalet behind me. It's this little wooden box. So I do apologise for not being in a professional recording studio this week, but we're in a little chalet on the lake. As you can see, there's the old French style lace curtains and the sort of very chalet-like wooden box walls. All right, so let's take a call. We've got a couple of minutes before we go to the break. Let's go to caller number 1, Becky. Who's from Winnipeg in Canada. Are you there, Becky? Hello, Becky? Hello, Becky? Can't hear her. Becky,
Hello?
are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
Hi, Becky. How are you?
Hi. Good, thanks.
Okay, nice to have you on the line. So, Becky, I'm just going to do your chart here.
Right.
Tell us your question. Everybody's listening, waiting to find out your question.
I'm just kind of wondering about moving forward in life because I feel like I've been quite stuck for the last couple of years, especially in relationships. Like, I've been dating a lot of guys who all they want to talk about is their ex. And I'm like, oh my God, let go, release, move on. And then the next guy is the same. So I'm just hoping that there's some kind of motion with that sometime soon.
So how old are you, Becky? Let's have a look.
49.
Okay, have you been married?
Yes.
So you've been married and you've been divorced and now you're looking to fall in love again?
Yes.
All right. Okay. All right. So at the moment, what your chart says is either you'll go to fall in love all of a sudden, like really swept off your feet, head turned, oh my God, I did not see that coming, right? Or there might not be, you might not get married for about another 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5 years. Doesn't mean you're not going to be with anyone, but it does mean that it might be about 5 years before you tie the knot again. When did you get divorced? How soon, how keen are you to re-tie the knot?
Oh, I'm not actually divorced. We're still best friends, but we have been apart for 7 years. So I've never actually, it's not really getting married that's on my mind. I would just like a partner.
Oh, okay.
Like a loving relationship.
All right, okay. So if you're not after marriage, because, sorry, I just assumed that was wrong of me to assume. You know, when they say you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. Have you heard that one? They used to tell us that at journalism school. So, okay, so there's a few things going on in your chart right now, Becky. How accurate is your birth time?
Exact, I think, 7:45 a.m.
Okay, so right now you have some pretty heavy duty astrology going on, so I'm actually quite surprised that you're even bothered about romance right now, because there's so much going on in your chart that I'm sure that you are dealing with a lot of stuff. Maybe you'd just like to be able to share it with someone. Is that what it is?
Well, I mean, I travel for a living, so that's been really hit hard, obviously, by the pandemic.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And but otherwise, I think things are pretty good.
Well, that's very good. That's very good, because it means you're living exactly the way you should be living. Because when you have big astrology, like you've actually got Saturn, the planet of karma and growing up and getting serious and all that, on the most personal point in your chart right now. So if you're not feeling like, oh my God, I feel like I have the weight of the world on my shoulders and I feel so old and all that, that's amazing. That means you are doing something right.
Therapy.
What's that?
Therapy is what I'm doing.
Well, that's the absolute, that is working. Therapy is perfect for your chart right now. Oh, well, there you go. It's working. So what are you doing? You seeing a therapist once or twice a week or something? Well, how does that work?
Yeah, once a week, and we've gone to Zoom obviously since the pandemic, but it's been really helpful for me to kind of clarify what I want, what I don't need.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Well done. Okay, so that's why you're in such good shape. What did they used to do in like caveman times when they were all mentally anguished and there was no such thing as therapists? What did they do? Did they just like go crazy?
I don't know, but I think they died at 22. So.
Yeah, so they probably didn't get old enough to get complex. Yeah, so no, you've got some pretty good astrology going on. So if your life is good, your life is just going to get better and better, and you just need to keep working towards whatever you want. To me, what stands out in your chart right now, Becky, apart from we're just about to have the full moon in a few hours, in a few minutes rather, and it's actually taking place just between your sun and your moon. So that actually could be a good sign for meeting someone, because the sun and the moon represent the male and the female. So for me, what's really important for you in your chart right now is keep working on yourself, and you're going to attract the right person at the right time, and you don't sound like you're in some kind of desperate hurry. So for me, I think what your chart is saying right now is keep going in the direction you're going in, because it's the right direction. And hats off to anyone who's got the courage to do therapy, but yeah, I'm sorry, there's no big falling in love forever after for a few years, but there's definitely a few little romances between now and then. How's that? And there could even be something this month with the full moon. I'm going to draw you a card. Would you like a card?
I would love that, thank you.
All right. Ah, okay, this card keeps coming up actually. It must be because I attract hard-working people. So it says your hard work is paying off, and I think in this respect, it means the hard work you've been doing on yourself is paying off. You know?
Okay.
Because that's the thing, like, you know, people think that it's all about my fate or my destiny or where my sun is or my moon is and all that. What people don't realise is actually people who do the hard work like you're doing now, doing therapy, for example, that actually makes your life go the way it should go, the way you want it to go. And it then, you know, because that the other thing as well is that when you start doing things like working on yourself, however you're doing it, that's when you start to attract what you actually want rather than attracting kind of like manic attracting as they call it. So good on you. We're about to go to the break now, Becky. So is that okay for you? Are you happy with all that?
Yes, that's perfect. Thank you so
Basically,
much.
you're on the right path and your hard work is paying off. Here comes the music. Hi, darling.
All right.
Hi, Louis. Thanks for that. Louis,
Yeah, no problem.
I'm on Facebook Live here. He's completely nude now. You need a towel, okay. We're trying to teach him to take a towel into the shower before he gets in the shower, but, you know, he hasn't quite got there yet. There we go. He's literally completely nude. We're on a break. So I saw a few people saying that they want to call in. So let me give you the number, and then I'm going to just go straight onto the Unity show. We'll end the Facebook Live. So the number, if you would like to call, is 816 251 3555. 816 251 3555. Got people coming in left, right, and centre. It's all right, darling. We're on the break between the two halves of the show. Louis, come and say hello to everybody quickly. No, just cover yourself up and come say hello. Hello, Georgie. Huh?
Hello, everyone.
They all heard you singing American Pie.
Oh, God, they did. Is that... Were you telling me to shut up?
Yeah.
I thought you were. Oh, I'm really sorry, people.
They can't see you. Put your head in.
Hi. Sorry, I was in the shower. I didn't realise you'd hear me.
There we go. Indeed, pity. All right, so we are. I'm going to go now just onto the show. So it's unityonlineradio.org, and I will see you on their website. Call in. Everyone's saying hello, Louis. All right, he says hello. Love that towel scenario. The same in my house. Is there any hope? Hubby is 56. Oh my God, Ali Lomax. All right. I'll see you on unityonlineradio.org. Lots of love.